Hello, I welcome you to Kenya Mathematics Classroom. And this will be our part 5 of rational functions. Now, we are going to look at what we call zeros of a rational function. Zeros of a rational function. That's what we are going to look at on this episode. Zeros of a rational function. Now, let's assume that we are given the rational function f of x. When we talk about the zeros of a rational function are the values of x for which that function is equal to 0. That is all. They are the values of x for which the rational function is equal to 0. So assuming the rational function is f of x, and we have to find the zeros. The zeros of a rational function are the values of x for which the function is equal to 0. So let's assume we are given, let's say we have to find the zeros of the rational function. We are given the rational function. This is f of x equals x minus 2 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Find the zeros of the rational function. This is the first one. Then the second one, g of x is equal to, and we have x plus 2 over x minus 7. So if this is what we are given, and we have to find the zeros of these rational functions. Now the first one, we are saying that the zeros of the rational functions are the values of x for which the function is equal to 0. So if you want to find the rational function, the zeros, then what you do is we equate the function to 0. Here we have x minus 2, x squared minus 5x plus 6. So we equate x minus 2 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. We equate the function to 0. But don't forget that this is the same as 0 over 1. And 0 over 1 is 0. So it's the same. So we cross multiply. X minus 2 times 1 will give us x minus 2. And 0 times all these will give us 0. If you're solving for x minus 2 is equal to 0. When we are solving for x, the minus 2 becomes plus 2 on the right hand side. Or we say adding 2 to both sides. When you add 2 to the left hand side, minus 2 plus 2 will give us 0. So x plus 0 is x on the left, and 0 plus 2 give us 2. So the zeros, or the zero of this polynomial function, is s equals 2. So that's what we're talking about. When you have to find the zeros of a rational function, just equate the function to 0 and solve for x. That will be all. Now, let's look at the second problem. We are given g of x to be equal to x plus 2 over x minus 7. We have to find the zeros. Now, for the zeros, the function must be equal to 0. And the function is x plus 2 over x minus 7. This is equated to 0. This is over 1. So cross multiplication. 1 times this will give us x plus 2. And 0 times x minus 7 give us 0. So solving for x, the plus 2 on the left hand side becomes minus 2 on the right hand side. Or we can say that subtracting 2 from both sides, then this will now cancel this. Then we are left with x on the left hand side. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. So this is the 0 for the second function. And this is the 0 for the first function. So in general, the zeros of a rational function are the values of x for which that function is equal to 0. And that will be all for now on this particular episode. Thank you.